And as expected, Jay Williams touched on this. Matt Jones will get the initial assignment on Cat Barber, but you need awareness from all 5 white jerseys where he is.
Cat Barber for 3.
That's a prime example.
Plumlee stripped of it. Great effort to stick with it. Poked away again, this time by Caleb Martin. Cat Barber the pull-up. Duke 5. Allen tries another 3. Boy, it looked like he got popped on the release. That came up way short. Barber almost got flattened by Plumlee. Barber's a junior. Found some room. A lot of dribbling. Waited for a little. Abu. Freeman too late to get out there, but Ingram still missed. Barber had room at the line. If you fall asleep for a offensive rebound, there's Kirk, who did not play at all yesterday. They were a 7-man team, but second game in as many days, playing Duke a little deeper down the bench today.
Yeah, and it didn't look, Sean, like Freeman was moving especially well. That's the sign that he's going to go out as Cat gets to the rim yet again. What just terrific execution coming out of that timeout by Duke. Little 2-man game. Plumlee's such a good hard roller. And Duke goes into the zone.
Usually when it's like this, Doris, you ask good offense, bad defense, and usually it's a combination of both.
Agreed. I'm enjoying the offense, I must say.
Yes, indeed. Cat Barber. Mac Jones spinning to the bucket, well guarded by Maverick Rowan. And Abdul Malik Abu had the rebound, sent Cat Barber on his way, and the offense continues. Dad's proud of the toughness. Mom is too. I think Mom's probably a little more concerned about her son's face right now than Dad is.
Question.
15 points and 8 rebounds for Plumlee. Oh, 3 and a chance for Allen. Better question the wisdom of that shot. More time on the clock. He was well beyond the line. Cat Barber makes them pay. Jones, nice move, then missed the layup. 3-ball would tie it for the Wolfpack, and they have to be running on fumes right now. Not a lot in the tank. And they were down by 9 with just more than 6 minutes to go. Shake and bake and bucket for Barber. Whoa, block shot underneath by Caleb Martin. And then this rebound hauled in by Cody Martin. They were born 1 minute apart. Barber all the way to the bucket.
That's what you have to avoid.
Collins, a freshman, slipped and dropped the ball, realizing he was about to travel. Bernard Freeman is on the floor for NC State. There's a metal rod in his lower leg, his right shin, and lately it's been bothering him. And Mark Gottfried says if he's limping, he's not staying in. And we'll keep an eye on that. Cat Barber from just under the free throw line.
How good is that? A split.
Nip and tuck throughout. The largest lead for either team has been 3. They've each led by 3 in this game.
Well, I feel like he travels an awful lot, and it doesn't get called.
And Barber, boy, so loves his aggressiveness. He said, I gave him the ball at the beginning of the year and told him, I want you to be aggressive. We'll live with the mistakes. But as he goes forward, reducing the turnovers is job 1. Barber a 3.
Agreed, Sean. And I think the only.
We talk about the work Mark Gottfried's done. Nice move by Barber for Devin Thomas or Cody Miller McIntyre. They haven't played in the postseason tournament since 2010, which was Dino Gaudio's last season as coach. They went to the NCAA tournament. They had just one winning season since, and that was a 17-16. Cat
on the floor and let him work.
Abu tried to back in Thomas and did, but Thomas defended the shot well. Cat Barber got the favorable bounce, and that's a 3 to Thomas.
Shot clock does not reset for Get Jumper, and Anya corrals the rebound. Well, Mike Brake told us yesterday that he wants to play more zone today as Barber scores. Not Good matchup with Jackson guarding Cat Barber. Two of the better guards in the ACC. Barber drives and countered in the foul this year. So if Ryan can really step up here in the postseason, that's another dimension that Notre Dame would love to have in March. Barber, great blow by for 2. 7 points for Barber, and here come the Wolfpack the other way. Barber, another 2.
He was another guy that can create something off the dribble, playing Torres a little bit more. So he's trying to stretch this bench out a little bit to be ready for next week.
4 on the shot clock. Barber creates some room and hits another.
For sure, but yes, he's really struggling. He's the guy that makes them go. He was having a all ACC season really up until 3-4 games ago. Good job by Fluger on rolling that time, coming off that screen.
Barber, 18-footer, and he's fouled, and it goes. TNT at the half. Greg, Clark, and Seth will get you caught up to date on all the scores and highlights as the NCAA tournament picture begins to take shape. Who's in, who's out, and who's hoping their bubble doesn't burst. It's all coming up on AT&T at the half. How about that pass from Matt Farrell?
That was, I don't know if it was all that necessary, but it got there, so I won't say anything.
Barber with 1 on the shot clock, and he is Mr. Clutch. And there you go.
You should coach. You should have coached.
I don't think I would have gotten very far.
But you know what? How about they had 45 points in the first half, Andrew, with him having a donut, and Bonzi Colson only having 2 points.
Largest lead for Notre Dame. It's 8.
I think this pace of the game really has gotten away from NC State a little bit.
Barber picks up where he...
It's going to be Malcolm Brogdon, truthfully. Malcolm Brogdon has probably been the 3rd best player in the country behind Buddy Hield and Denzel Valentine.
Barber gets that one to go.
Because he's made a couple, he's going to be able to throw it down low.
August turns it over. Cody Martin running the break. Over to Cat Barber. Left alone for 3. It's good. And the Astoria for 3. The follow by Colson is no good. Long rebound out to Barber. Brings it up ahead. Barber right at Farrell. Counted in 1. Colson out on Barber. Barber thinking about it. Barber right at Colson and right by him. What a move by Barber.
Carter in deep 3. And Abu the rebound in front of Jallo. Here is Barber front court for NC State. This pace favors BC, doesn't it, Corey?
It really does, and the fact that Cat Barber still hasn't scored, you see BC's doing a very good job on him. Abu has had his way early in the game, but if you can keep Cat Barber from putting up high numbers again to the free throw line, you'll have your chance against State. Also a team that's giving up 49% field goal percentage against the league. So NC State right now is not a good defensive team, and Boston College is doing a tremendous job exploiting their weaknesses.
Barber. Only the 1 field goal at the 8:25 mark of this first half for Cat Barber. And on cue, he punches in another one.
Has done a very good job not sending him to the free throw line. 215 made free throws this year, 9 away from tying the school record for a season, 10 away from breaking it, but has not had a free throw attempt yet here in the first half.
15 to shoot for Abu. Minute 15 left, and Barber's 3 out front. Get the last shot here of this first half. Maybe take it down somewhere in the neighborhood of what, 3? A triple here, make it a 3-point game. A 9-2 run so far. Barber the scoop and the score. At the horn. Here the other one belongs to Barber. Part of that flurry he had in the latter part of the first half. It's a 2-point game, Corey. Barber to tie. Layup good. 11 for Robinson in his return to the lineup for Boston College after the wrist injury against Florida State.
And then the turnover. Well, almost turnover, but when you look at what NC State's got going on, Cat Barber attacking.
Just a 29% three-point shooter. The freshman from Latvia, his first points. The lead back to 7 for the Eagles, who are winless in ACC play.
But their offensive production has really added some enthusiasm to what they've been able to do defensively.
And one for the Cat.
And that's what happens when you put guards playing down in the post. They have no idea what they're doing. And you saw that with Cat Barber defensively. He looked like a fish out of water on that one.
2-point lead for Boston College. Boy, the Blues been quiet since the early flurry, hasn't he? Barber shoots to foul and does.
Pinochet. That ball was on the way up. Crowd wanted goaltending. Not going to be there. Barber comes away.
Go out on a high note on his senior day. He's gotten some good looks from 3.
The lead is ballooned to 9. And they've gone over now for the last 3 minutes and counting, North Carolina State. Barber with an answer on the wing. Richardson, tough shot.
Really nice man-man defense that time by Barber.
Cat wants to call his own number and does. That's when pass to Jackson from Page, and it's 4-2 Tar Heels.
Over his last 6 games coming into this one, Justin Jackson finally seeming to get on track offensively.
Barber with an extra gear.
Because he's not shooting it from out there. He's taking it to the basket.
Barber. Boy, does he have great lift.
There.
Page with another ball fake over Martin. Can't get it to go. Beautiful little assist on that rebound. Anya to the Cat. And the Cat knows what to do. North Carolina State up by 2 here in the early going.
See, the Tar Heels try to get it out of his hands, but North Carolina State gets it right back.
Shot clock down to 10. Cat gets the pick and knows how to roll with us. ACC Player of the Year in this one. Johnson, too strong. Brought it down to the deck. Did North Carolina pay the price? End to end. Yes, on a foul. To silence the crowd for a moment. Barry trying to check Barber. Talked about bringing a lot of guys at him. That's what Roy told us before the game. I hope he has plenty to. Britt with a little teardrop. Air ball. Meeks there to follow. Can't get it to go. Pulled down by Leonard Freeman.
Again, Meeks in a hurry. He was off balance and he didn't collect himself before he shot the ball. Look out.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. There's the dump down high-low to Abu. He's rejected by Meeks. Anya corrals the loose ball.
And that ball never hit the rim, so the shot clock did not reset.
Barber tries to reset, and he does. Johnson baseline extended, does not go.
I think Barber's got to push.
Yep. Over Britt, finally gets one to Johnson again. Barber corrals another rebound. He's got 5 on the night. Watch this man develop. He had a lot of help from an offensive standpoint in the past. Not as much this season. But his floor game, his leadership has really evolved in the time spent here at NC State.
His biggest problem, at least tonight, has been that he can't throw the ball to himself. He can't get an assist that way.
Indeed. Issues that any league that has this many teams in it, you face every year. I'll tell you what, the strong who survive.
77-61, it doesn't really make much difference.
Out there for Britt. The Cat brings it out. Another blow by.
Abu has had a outstanding ball game this afternoon. Here's Barber. Going left. His first field goal of the afternoon.
Points for Malcolm Brogdon. Another leading candidate for Player of the Year in the ACC. Barber for 3. Wow, great rotation on that shot with the defender.
Malcolm Brogdon does that affects the game that I don't think show up in a stat sheet.
And the big question with an eye toward his future is, can he play in the NBA? And that's the subject of much debate. Tony Bennett made note of what a great job he did guarding several different types of players at Duke at the end. Boy, Rowan eager to shoot all night long, Doris, and then with the shot clock running out, a really poor decision that led to the bucket. Barber, there he is. There's the cat-like quickness. 9 for Malcolm Brogdon.
What would you say to that sentiment that his value on both ends, Brogdon, may be better than anybody in the conference?
I would agree with that. And that's why I agree with what you said, as Barber has.
And we are ready to go here in Raleigh. Rowan gets the tip, and here's Cat Barber. The ball will be in his hands a lot this afternoon. Into the paint it goes to Abu. The ball tipped by Abu. Saved it before it went out of bounds. Barber tries to make something work, and most often it does. Thomas down low, wanted Colin Stewart to the wrong player. Comes to Cody Martin, second turnover, and Barber will finish the play at the end.
When a point guard leads the conference in scoring, that is not necessarily a formula for team success. It's happened a few times, which is why it's a trivia question.
Be surprised at the answer. We always are. Barber at the top now as NC State tries to get something going in a 10-point hole here early. Oh, Barber, nice wing.
Oh, wow! If he picks up his third foul before the half, then you've got a big problem.
Got a game coming up next. Georgia Tech, Clemson. Big game for both, especially the Clemson Tigers. Nice play by Barber.
Gets the ball and he just dribbles it all the way up the court. You have to be prepared to stop him. And NC State did a pretty good job that time.
He and Anya seem to be connected there as they went down the lane. Here's Barber. Nice shot fake.
Oh. If he wants to take a little break now and again, you can hardly hold that against him.
Abu has the rebound. Here comes Barber. Turns on the speed. He'll finish and get fouled by Middleglue. For more. 1-point lead now for Wake. 4 minutes gone. Second half. Barber off the glass. Great game with 20 points. Miller McIntyre, 2 away from a season high. Barber drives the lane. The basket's good. On cue, he hits that one with the left hand from the right side to give him 7. Wake back on. Barber 3. Freeman with a rebound. NC State with the ball. We're getting down to 3 minutes. And the Wolfpack with a 4-point lead. Look at how he steps into the lane.
Line. He's the best in the ACC. And you know why? He was here. Nobody was in the place 3 hours before the game working on the free throw line. That's why he shoots 91%.
Yeah, he's actually the best in America.
Wow.
At 92.5%. Here's Barber. Can he get rolling? A 3 coming. Yes.
That's big. But again, created off the penetration and driving ability of Allen. You got to give a help on him, and he knows how to find the open man.
Barber with a scoop shot. Yes, a little finger roll.
And with Ohio State.
It's a great comparison. Those of us old enough to remember Hondo, for sure. It's right on the money.
Oh, he just really reminds me so much with his toughness.
Barber trying to bring him back and a blow-by.
Whoever he's guarding, bring the ball and try to get the 4th foul. He's a freshman. He's a kid that's liable to make that mistake, and that would be a major loss.
Barber's 3 dead on as he
and therefore now they don't get to the free throw line. Not the bonus shot.
Duke had a 13-point lead. Down to 69-63. Barber looking to cut in and does with the bank. Kennard to the line. The fall away. Not this time. Big rebound by Abu.
He's having a good day rebounding the ball.
Barber down the lane. Yes for 2.
What a big time.
5.5. Martin trying to get it in. Does for Barber deep in the corner.
Play by Thornton right now as a screen.
Abu sets the screen to 3. Got it.
Well, Caleb Martin fouled out, but he hasn't sat down. So you can hear this crowd. They are still yelling and waving in his direction, but Martin is refusing to sit down, so they can't give him his proper farewell.
They are riding him pretty good.
Well, he's a great teammate, though. He's cheering his club on. But unfortunately for them, Duke is 14 for 14 in the second half of the free throw line.
Barber down the lane.
Run. They love to get out in transition. Rattan Mays with that basket.
Like you're talking about a team that averages 23 points per game in transition. That's #1 in the ACC and 3rd nationally.
And in the last game, Fonz, against Clemson, they outscored Clemson on the break 18-2. That's why they won that game.
Well, when you have the killer bees, Bacon and Beasley, running both wings with XRM running down the middle, really hard to guard in transition.
Barber, baseline jumper, got it.
Because most of them don't have the ability to make plays.
Exactly. 6 NC State turnovers so far for the Wolfpack. That has contributed to this big lead. Martin with a runner, got it.
Nicely done by 15 red.
Second foul on Jarquez Smith. Let's see how this new strategy works at trying to beat the pressure. And it's Cat Barber all the way underneath.
He's got a little mismatch here. Give him some room and let him go off the bounce.
Got the bigger Monte Brandon on him. There comes the double team. You can't get away from it. Exceptional defense by Florida State. Barber will pull up for 3. Got it.
Coming off the bench, 45% from the field, 44% from the three-point line.
Loose ball. Martin ahead to Barber. Oh, that was beautiful.
Is open on that ball reverse. He's doing a great job of ducking in underneath.
Booker's back in, had the ball knocked away. Here comes Barber. Booker is back. Does it even?
Beasley has joined, and the consistency, Mike, his offensive numbers have actually gone up in ACC play.
And he's got a chance to break that freshman record. Multiple opportunities inside for FSU. Bacon has this one rejected, and here comes Barber on the run. Boy, you see something in transit.
What acceleration.
Bacon short on the jumper. One and done again.
But the defensive stand that North Carolina State has taken here in the last 4 minutes of this game, whether it be on the perimeter with deflections or the bigs walling up inside against dribble penetration.
Barber matched up with Booker, beats him to the right, uses the glass.
By the way, Cat Barber did a nice job of running him into that screen shoulder to shoulder. Martin, nice job making himself available.
Yes, it was. Usually you stand around and watch the superstar. 5:20 to go in this game. Barber wants it back. Has it with 12 to shoot. Double team wherever he goes. He'll try a 3. Huge. But he chooses to guard him. Beasley with a long jumper. Good rebound by Martin. And here comes Barber. Pull up from 16. From Dwayne Bacon.
It was challenged late, so he had to put a little bit more arc on it, which is why it was short.
Well, you got to love the spirit shown by the Wolfpack.
I think NC State now has to give him a little space. I think he can take Bacon off the bounce.
7 to shoot. He'll try it. 3.
They're trying to get him open.
Here he is. His shot long, a little too much adrenaline. Another offensive rebound.
And my goodness, that's the 3rd offensive rebound. We hadn't even got to the other end of the court yet. And Cat Barber hadn't taken a shot yet.
Here's Freeman, Barber. Barber's first shot. Bang!
That's
points, and Murphy averages 6.
Exactly.
They're both right around their averages already. Nice feed to Barber.
Let's go against it.
Shot clock has not been a factor until this last possession for Miami. Just barely got that one off before the shot clock violation by Newton. Here's Martin, looks at a 3. They jump out on him. Reset with Barber. Last field goal for NC State was way back at 14:42. So it's been over 3 minutes since they've gotten a field goal. Here's Barber. Ends that.
Oh, how good.
Zeta has 2 personals already in the ballgame. Murphy has it blocked away. Rowan comes away with it. They've got numbers. Ahead to Cat Barber. Nicely done.
Well, you've got great ball handling with Cat Barber, and of course the Martin twins are doing a really good job as well filling in there. You want to stay off that baseline as much as you can. I think the Miami team would love to have you down there and get them trapped.
Had the shoot around this morning as Cat Barber banks it in on the left side with the left.
It was a first great basketball coach that came to North Carolina State. And he actually changed basketball in the state of North Carolina and the South.
Miami with its third turnover of the game, so the second half starts well for the Pack. This is Cat Barber.
Well,
what has to happen in the second half, Coach?
Well, I'm telling you, if you're North Carolina, good night.
How about the back?
Guys like Sheldon McClellan stepping up. He's got experience. He's got age. He's not afraid. You'll see more of him as the game progresses.
If you're just joining us, NC State would use all the shot clock every possession in that first half. And again, it's down to 12.
Well, you can do that when you've got Cat Barber to make sure you get a good shot of it.
Down to 7, and Cat Barber back.
A nice offensive play on one end and then go to sleep, getting back on defense. But it's the first time they've done that today, so maybe it'll be the last as far as they're concerned.
Picks up his dribble. Gives it to Freeman and gets it back. 5 on the shot clock.
How about let's do something to help the war on cancer. And, of course, they came back up with coaches wearing certain sneakers. He's not giving it up. I can bet on that.
Final 33 seconds at PNC, and the crowd's on its feet. Barber, yes, sir.
This is 30. Smith, he had to get it right. His last one was an air ball that went wide left of the rim. That was a shot he had to make sure the touch was right, and knocks it down right behind the screen.
Tech by 4, largest lead in the ball game for the Yellow Jackets right now. Barber averaging 22. This one it goes. That's his first bucket. It's a 2.
And give him credit.
Josh Heath takes his first shot, doesn't go down, and Caleb Mark now on the floor for Mark Godfrey.
And Brian Gregory doesn't like that play by Josh Heath. That's one as a guard. You've got to get out in front and try to finish up the rim. And it really becomes a 4-point turnaround. Continuing to find his way to that left-hand jump hook. And it's normally money when he gets to his comfort zone.
Nice look inside. Barber's got 6.
Third foul in the second half. And, of course, he's gotten the task of having to guard Adam Smith, who's knocked down now his third three-pointer in the first half.
That was like a step-back 3.
He's got that in his game.
Like he had a game of horse going on out there. Barber comes right back, and he's really warming up now. He's got 8.
And NC State dodged a bullet right there. Adam Smith normally doesn't see that much wide open space and room to be able to get off a three-pointer.
2 games ago, NC State scored 78 in a loss to Florida State. Mark Godfrey said 78 should be enough to win. And then they
Ginger on that leg, but now you see he isn't back into attack mode. He's gotten a bit loose.
Barber. He's got Ben Lammers back in for Brian Gregory. Well, who's going to step up and help Barber and Malik Abul on the offensive end?
Well, you're going to need a couple threes by Maverick Rowan and Caleb Martin now in the game. Those guys are more than capable scorers. But when Cat has the ball in his hand, he's been
by Smith. So he's got 14. I knew he was number 1, but I didn't realize he's a one-and-doneer. That's... I don't know if that's good news for NC State fans or not.
Oh, it's always good news to have a guy like that.
See that pass inside by Barber? The English he put on the ball, a little spin. That was a 3 ball.
Well, the pass is now settle in, get defensive stops, then get quality looks on the other end of the floor.
Barber, it's a 3 if it goes. It does.
4 of NC State's 54 points. So they only have, of the other guys on the team, only scored 10 points. That's not going to get you wins in the ACC. You have to have a number of guys stepping up and making shots.
Saw that graphic. NC State missing the last 8 shots. Jacobs, for that last bucket, has 18. He's shooting over 62% over the last 3 games. Barber now with 20-plus games for George's Hunt. Yellow Jackets by 12. Barber takes it hard to the rack.
NC State was making a run into this lead and then made it a 2-possession game.
25 seconds to go. Barber. And Georgia Tech's going to pick up a road victory. Cat Barber on a losing cause with 32. Make it 34. Wow.
See that so often. Another aspect of a talented guard's portfolio.
We saw Mark Gottfried, the head coach at NC State, preach against that all day long in practice yesterday.
It's up to contain the ability to dribble and find.
On the move, Barber along the baseline and then comes up shooting.
And Mike was very good.
Allen with 7.
3 seconds now once they catch it.
Barber to the baseline and let it go, and he got again. Allen and Allen in a hurry had it taken away. This is Barber. And hit it.
His hometown, Jerry Stackhouse hometown. And Jerry coached him a little bit when he was younger. Big time performer this kid is.
Duke by 2.
Makes you use clock. Makes others make decisions.
Barber is open.
With the body. I mean, he's not there yet, but he is some talent. Great length. You just see it deflected one at the other end. Close it. Havoc at this end. Full again. Another wrinkle. Maestro.
13 is Caleb Martin.
They've been doing a great job hitting that little foul area and kicking. We've got to identify Rowan in particular. He's got a quick jack and Barber.
Top of the key. And hits the ball.
A home bounce. Team, I think Pittsburgh sort of rekindled their spirit as well.
Here comes Barber in a hurry. Got his man in the air, put it up.
Everybody likes a
just 3 out of 13 from behind the line in the first half. And doesn't get the roll. We're tied at 47 with 17 minutes to play. Caleb Martin on the floor, top of the key.
See how much he can perform. Well, that's such a right spot at that foul line. I'd slip one of the shooters in there to turn and do some damage.
And look at the drive by Cat Barber.
Contribute.
Derek Thornton's 3 puts Duke up 152-51. Duke's first lead since 10-minute mark.
Can't leave him alone.
But he held Marcus Page to a 1-for-9 shooting night.
He's a better defender. Now this is where Barber's at his best. Open court.
Barber pulls up. Nothing but net.
They want to go to a boot. They want to get Michael Young in foul trouble. For Pitt, defensive rebound, and they're going against.
Nice drive, but again, it doesn't go down. Freeman clears, and here comes Cat Barber. Up 22-6. Barber explodes to the bucket. And 1. Pittsburgh, though, very, very good shooting team from the charity stripe. Michael Young.
Pretty good shot. Pretty good free throw line jumper.
Yeah, he's a 58% shooter.
Yeah. Now, Jamie wants him inside. No need to be in a hurry right now if you're the Pack. Make them play defense. Move that ball. Give it to this guy. Put it into his hands.
Barber, that's a 3 if it goes. It does. Gottfried has some good shooters coming back next year. And I suppose they got to worry about Cat Barber going to the NBA if he continues to play like he has now.
Look out. Here he goes again.
16-footer.
Hello. Hello.
Again. If they do, this place is going to be rocking. I'll tell you that.
It's going to be rocking.
Barber trying to take him out of this game. North Carolina did a nice job of that. He only had 9 points for the first time this year. Barber did not score in double figures.
And Freeman starting the second half for the Pack.
Pack down to 3. Barber takes the shot. Quiets the crowd, and Barber
got 2.
Artis too strong, follows his shot, but Freeman's there to make sure he rips it down. Barber, wow, changes direction, lays it up and fall.
Oh, he can't get hurt.
Boy, that rattled out again. Young just...
And now the Wolfpack, they're getting that first rebound.
Young is thinking, how come the rims haven't been so tight for NC State? All of our shots are popping out.
That's been a big last minute for the Wolfpack. Staying in control of this game.
Barber, a little step back, and it's a 2.
Block, doubled up. Page lets fly for 3. And too strong and a high rebound. Here comes Cat Barber. Gottfried is calling the quickest man he has ever coached, and he knocks it down.
I'll tell you one thing, I'm a big-time fake right there for you young kids. Drop step, I was working with my grandson on that yesterday. Catch the ball with a bells, pump fake, and go.
Right after his Mathazine. Is Freeman up high, handing off to Rowan, who lost control of it. Back to Barber. Shot clock down to 11.
You know, Hicks picking up from that game he had against Syracuse. He was the difference maker in the second half.
Sure was. Barber straight on as he drills it. He has
That timeout, he said, make sure you play the offense and run our offense.
Roy Williams said, I have never had a team that went as fast as I wanted them to go. Isn't that amazing?
He said he was very humiliated and embarrassed last year in a performance here when they scored 46 points, the lowest total ever at the Deep Dome against NC State.
A stumbling Barber gets it in the air, and backs it in.
Wow, that could be fancy right there. Had himself an easy layup. He was trying to play the game of horse. He's trying to get a horse on me, or maybe on Jay Williams, not me. Jay Williams can match him now.
A little bit, I think, at his prime. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Martin into the double team, gets out of it. Back to Barber. NC State trying to retake the lead, and they do on the 3 by Cat.
Early going on, but that team playing with a lot of confidence, and we'll see them against Miami this weekend.
Cat Barber, he has a little bit of confidence.
You can just see his offensive game. He's getting a lot more confidence.
Cat Barber,
and he saved the ball on that play.
Open look from 3, ring it up. No doubt about that one for Smith.
Cat Barber, make or miss, is looking to push up the floor.
That's Barber's second 3 already, Mike. And boy, he's really improved his outside shooting, hasn't he?
No, it's he makes threes. It sets up his drive. He's really got the total game right now.
Mark Godfrey says, I can't imagine 6 on the clock, anybody doing more for the team than Barber does for his team. They'll give and go. Big lead in the game now for the Seminoles.
Yeah, they've been much more efficient. They've taken 4 fewer threes than NC State, but are 4 of 9 in this game.
Barber pulls up. Nice touch. And alley-oop doesn't go. Barber wants to push. Barber gets the bucket with a left hand. Wide open is man. Maybe too wide open. Barber again. Pushing that envelope. He's got 16 now.
A 7-man rotation for Mark Godfrey. He said he would like to see at least 8. But right now, he doesn't really have the trust in
without much depth.
Well, and Wake Forest plays about 10 guys in their rotation, so they have the
5 3-point range on the season. Crawford inside the arc, lets it go. The rebound to Caleb Martin. Rowan for the lead. Offensive rebound, Caleb Martin. Barber lines up the 3, and the Wolfpack
tonight.
How about Miller McIntyre over Anya, the ACC's leading shot blocker?
Well, that's Cody Miller McIntyre's game, and you see him continue to become more and more aggressive the further he gets away from that surgery and the more time he gets to play on the court.
Barber calls for the pick. It freed up Martin. Foul.
To be able to attack, and if Wake Forest does help, now he can kick out the shooters, but he has to be in a 10-1. Is similar to Iverson.
Loose ball picked up by Freeman. Here comes Barber. Screen from Anya. Barber draws the double, kicks to Rowan. 4:30 to go in regulation. Wake by 8.
And more than enough time for NC State to make another comeback.
Both teams looking for that first ACC win. Crawford went quickly, missed. Here's Rowan, less than a minute to go. Nearly lost it.
Important. Line drive 3 off the mark, but an offensive rebound for Anya. And a reset for Barber, who tries a 3. That's good. Seen from the Cardinals.
So now 8 of the Cardinals' 11 field goals have come in the paint.
Look at the hustle by Snyder. Gave it away, though. Barber cruises in for 2. That's a tough break for Louisville. Spalding on the drive. That won't go. Tapped around. Barber's got it. Here's the speed from Cat Barber. And the layup is good. After a one.
Bob, early in the second half, I said, continue to feed the big man. And Chinano Anuaku has done a really good job of developing his low post game, and he's shooting that nice little hook to the middle. Now we'll see if he continues to score. Will NC State send someone to double him to get it out of his hands?
Barber, floater, good. Underclassmen getting it done again for Louisville. Trey Lewis has been in foul trouble all night. So the graduate transfer from Cleveland State didn't play much of the first half. And Donovan Mitchell and Quentin Snyder have played a ton tonight. They've been a good combination. Barber, straight away 2. That's good. He's up to 13.
Didn't call it in the backcourt. Got to get some quick hitters here. Taking way too much time to get a shot off.
Barber on the drive. Banks it home. It's a 4-point game again. Either team. And, of course, NC State having no timeouts left. They have no way to get Rowan back on the floor.
Yeah, Michael Stevens, the official, just told me that they didn't.
Barber with a chance for a 3-point play.
That's because he's one of the veterans on this ball club.
Hudson angling to the rim. Knocked away from Leday, and here comes Cat Barber. Potential 3-on-2 in the pull-up.
Well, as I said, no. Off of the scoring area and making them go deep into the shot clock.
Seth Allen driving, couldn't spin it up there on the rim, and now here's Cat Barber. Certainly a reason why they call him Cat on the basketball court. His sister gave him the name. Wicked crossover on cue, and he drops it. They're 8-5 on the season, 6-3 at home. In traffic. That one comes off on the effort from Blackshear. Seth Allen trying to stay with Barber.
Well, it's not talked about enough, but Cat Barber averages 5 rebounds a game, and when he gets it, he can push and transition. The problem there, he didn't have guys running with him. He's just too fast.
The baseline jumper for Barber. As they come into their first game on the ACC schedule. In fact, the first for both teams as they open up ACC play. A huge Saturday in the ACC to crank it up. All the way to Washington, D.C. for the 63rd ACC tournament. Shot clock is at 8 for the Pack. Barber, catch and shoot. On the rebound, and now Hudson trying to go all the way. Looking for some help, didn't get it. Barber racing to the bucket, and 99% of the time.
Play they ran last possession, and this time he didn't get to the lane, but he's attacking to his left. Seth Allen able to knock down the 12-foot jump shot.
13 points for Seth Allen, his first basket of the second half. The lead is 8 for NC State. Barber around Abu.
He's going to contest that shot. Again, last season, Defensive Player of the Year, over 90 blocks, has 5 in this contest.
Tech by 1. Just over 3 minutes in overtime. Barber weaving his way as he left defender.
And Tracy Obaka is now 7 of 18 at the line this year. Went to North Gwinnett High School in Sewanee, the Atlanta suburb. 5 minutes gone here. 6-point lead for the Huskies.
Quite excited. We met you today and found out you were the Falcons radio announcer.
Yeah. He was taken aback, wasn't he? No, he's speechless. Nice young man. He's actually sang the national anthem at a couple of athletic events. And there's Barber, Mike, doing what you talked about at the top. High post is Abu. Down on the jump shot. And Begley tried to keep it alive, but did so to Barber.
You know, against a better team, I would understand that shot, but against a smaller team, I just think you bail them out with the jump shot.
What a move by the Cat. He's got
Mark Godfrey, when we first got up here this year, talked about how he had become much more of a floor leader. He talked more in terms of the intangible things as opposed to the numbers, but the numbers have been incredible.
Yep. 2-point lead for Northeastern. Barber back to the basket and the foul.
Second, there's no way the Green should have gotten that. There were 5 white jerseys around it, but that's what a shot blocker can do for you, clean up a lot of mistakes.
Barber. Another one. 10 in the first. Both free throws. Miller the rebound, put it on the deck, and Freeman, just a bigger guy.
Yeah, nice. I just outfought him for the ball, and once Miller brought it down.
And Barber another bucket. 7 turnovers for Northeastern, 5 for State, 1 at each end in the last 2 possessions, and a miss by Walker. Here's Barber now. Look at this. What a play!
Yeah, 1 on 4. I think I got this.
Walker had it spin out, tapped out. Good heady play by the pack. And here's Barber. Oh, Euro on Donnelly. What a hoop. Miller fights through, can't finish it.
Well, where has Quincy Ford been for the Northeastern? He has not been a factor in the second half.
Barber. Samson effect. Hoping if they cut the mohawk off, I'll be able to find my groove again.
Might have been affecting his follow-through, you know. He was in the low 20s in both categories.
Inside, Barber gets an easy one.
Yeah, nice screen up top by the a little escape dribble to the side, the pump fake. That's how you get away from a bigger defender.
7 in a row for the Huskies.
When I talk about three-point shooting and turnovers, all of a sudden, Northeastern getting back in this ball game.
Back to the zone here. Miller or Walker plays at the front of it. They take Miller off the floor, though, in this particular incident.
Yeah, and the more free throws and more efficient that Northeastern is, the fewer times that NC State can get out in the open floor.
Barber the scoop and score.
He gets through spaces that...
Team up 7 now. Stahl and the Huskies turned it over. Cody for Caleb, who's hit 2 big threes here in the last few minutes. But this is who you want with the Rock, isn't it?
Yeah, and I don't know if they're going away from the fouling.
1:25 to go, 7-point game.
3-possession game.
Barber, yes.
Demetrius Troy, a freshman from Raleigh, checking in.
So Raleigh kid playing in front of all his friends and family. I saw him play at Word of God many times. Good shooter, real nice player. He just knows the game.
Barber, step back 3 is good from Malaga, Spain. Averages better than 2.5 threes per game. 3 on the way for Troy. And again, the cold shooting for UNCG continues. Just 21% for the Spartans.
You know, they shoot a lot of threes, Andrew, but in order for them to stay in this game, they're not only going to have to shoot a lot, they're going to need to make a lot. And they haven't done that in the early part.
Hand off from Anya to Barber. R.J. White is out. KL Locke back in. Barber will initiate the offense. A look back to Mark Godfrey.
NC State's offense, it just doesn't look crisp. It doesn't look as good as it has looked in other games.
Again, they double the post. Barber couldn't catch the low pass from Anya. Probably thinking about shooting there as he passed out of the double team. Barber! Here's a steal by Barber. And he will take it all the way for the 7-man rotation for Mark Gottfried. Has played 2,202 of 2,225 available minutes. Barber not
really have opened up a lead, but they're leaving Greensboro hang around here.
There he is, right where the ball is, and he comes away with it. Barber's pull-up.
Not only one effort, but a second chance opportunity. You gotta love the way they play with energy.
39-29, under 9 minutes to go. Troy tips the ball away from Barber. Demetrius Troy, who played at Word of God. And Barber now.
Smart play by Troy. He pushed the ball up the floor. He saw ball one running the floor, and he made sure he didn't charge. That's when they capitalize on UNCG's lack of rebounding.
Barber splits the double team.
Wow. Coach Miller really wants to see him. He loves when he goes to the basket with a full head of steam. That's his game. It's a big defensive possession here for UNCG.
4-point game and under a minute to go. Here's Barber. Good!
He can guard about 4 spots. He can guard the 4-man, but he's going to guard the point guard Phillips when he gets into even on a bad week.
Barber finally puts the Wolfpack on the board.
Woods went up and saw an open teammate.
Love the old big-to-big passing.
Yeah.
Russell Woods and the sophomore Jakeenan Gant, who's really come on the last several games off the bench for Kim Anderson.
Gant may be a key to Missouri being a better team in the SEC. Only a sophomore season, highly recruited out of Georgia.
Brady pulled up by Cat Barber.
Last 3 ball games, 11, 11, and 8. I mean, everything seems to be his confidence is going upward, and Kim Anderson needs it.
Barber with the answer, getting back to Gant.
Yet their energy's not there. And if they allow Missouri to get point-blank shots like that one, they're going to have a successful day.
Isabel rearranging his body in midair, and Tremaine Isabel, the sophomore, with 5. Bench production for Missouri. Barber wants to clear out and go to work. Shot clock is at 3. So smooth, Cat Barber.
Well, he has shown up, right? He
takes his place.
Naaman Wright defensively on Maverick Rowan's got to stay home. Rowan, an outstanding shooter, goes in streaks, only a freshman, but he can light it up.
Anya, the kick out to Barber. And he is on fire right now. Give him a year ago.
Challenge for Rowan defensively will be to stay in front of KJ Walton. Walton really good off the dribble, gets to the paint. Rowan's got to move his feet.
NC State forced a tough shot out of Isabel. Jamison said tie, perhaps take their first lead of the half. Barber knifing his way through, and we are all level.
Wow. Plenty of time for one last shot for North Carolina State.
Missouri the lead again. Barber. Buzzer beater for the lead, and NC State's first lead of the half. But stolen right back by Martin.
Numbers.
Barber, and 1.
Speed. Just shooting the basketball.
All the way no good, but back tap by Martin to Barber. And the Barber shop is still open.
Now the beat goes on.
Ready to tip it off here in Raleigh. And NC State controls the tip. Cat Barber being marked by Shin McIntyre.
Kind of interesting that first time down. They're fronting BJ on the post. We haven't seen a lot of that this year by the defenders that are playing NC State.
Barber, mid-range pull-up. Another shot again. He's their leading scorer, 20.6 a game. Scores the exact same amount as the man with the ball right now, Cat Barber.
I think it's interesting. Scott Cherry pressuring a little bit, just taking him out of rhythm. And
Barber's feeling it so far.
Strong player, and he used his big frame to score that bucket.
Barber directs Martin all the way around. Anya getting fronted by Brown. And Barber asking for the screen. Step back. But Wolfpack have 6 offensive rebounds already. And with Brown out of there, Anya's working really hard to get the ball underneath the basket.
And they're working him too.
Immediately, Perez Laham reaches in. Barber will square up another 3 and then of Weary. Just a 1-point game. McIntyre thought about the 3. Instead, he finds Brown down low, and a strong rebound by B.J. Anya.
Great pass, and that's one Brown wants back because he should have hit that one.
From deep.
He's got a nice stroke. He's a strong player, but he's got a good body. Sets himself and knocks it down. Gary with a nice dish for the cutting Brown.
So Barber now just a couple points short of his average. Got 18, looking for 20. There it is.
The next level because he does so many things. He could be this offensive rebounder that just, Dennis Rodman's.
Barber for three.
Wow.
It's good. And McIntyre, the starters for High Point. And it will be Cat Barber. McIntyre shielding him. Only 5 to shoot. Barber's got to get the offense going. Runs into Martin. She'll shoot the three.
Got it.
At the buzzer.
On the season. Godfrey taking his team to the NCAA tournament in each of his first 4 seasons running the Wolfpack program. From outside, Cat Barber. Jaleel Cousins with the ball. Gets it swatted away. Was that Anya again? Barber is able to save that one.
That was close to an over and back. Jerry Pollard, the official, saying there was a touch there.
I think Nehemiah Murillo, 5 for USF, got a hand on it. That was the reason for that ball traveling away. 10 on the shot clock. Anya looking for somebody to go to. He'll go to Barber, who'll use all of the rim, but get it. One of the newcomers to this USF team this year. And there's a throwaway right into the hands of a red jersey. Barber, end to end, and puts it in. Here's Murillo into the paint. Cousins can't get the tip. And Abu with the rebound for NC State. Even when they're getting the offensive rebound, they can't get the putback.
Yeah, USF shooting at carnival rims now. Feeling it.
And Murillo into Cousins. Tried to force it inside, or got it tapped away, actually. Another turnover. Will there be more points off the turnover?
Yeah, that's an undisciplined pass for a big, trying to do a shuffle pass through traffic.
Whoop, mishandle there, but Barber gets it back, throws it up.
Feeling it.
Wow. So he and his teammates looking to run out these final 3 minutes and get on the plane back home. Their first action back after the week for exams has been a good one.
Trouble finishing around the rim, and if it's a decision, you can file the bigs for NC State. None of them are good free throw shooters.
Abu 53, Freeman 46, and Anya is 31% at the stripe. Here is Barber, the proverbial straw stirring the drink, and the jumper good. Screen to the middle of the floor. Here's Haas, catch and shoot. Rimmed off for Abu. Barber in the pack, trail by 4.
So far, Bucknell has kept NC State out of the open court.
And there's Cat Barber with a nice back inside. It's a slower pace maybe than what we've seen here in most of early season basketball as Barber drives to the top.
Thing that Michigan did, they just got back and really took that part away.
3-pointers short from Jones, a freshman from Radford, Virginia's checked in as Barber spots up and hits a game,
but now their point guard is picking them up.
McClay fires. Freeman the rebound, and here goes State.
The Bucknell team has 10 guys, Wes, who have taken a 3 on the year. NC State has 2.
Another one and one.
Nasty man right there.
Well, not only the storyline to that is that Valvano's 1978-79 Gales has Barber.
Because and
side by side, you got no chance.
And Cody is wearing the compression.
That's right.
Leg compression.
And a drive and basket for Barber. He's got one here today. And 4th of his career.
And there are some that think that he's not all the way back. He had that surgery in the springtime to put that 14-inch rod in his leg. Yep. And that they still feel like he's got a ways to go as far as conditioning. But he just put on a show today.
Barber inside.
Dawkins with a runner. One and done for both ball clubs.
Well, right now it seems both ball clubs trying to explore the man-to-man being played by their opponent. A pretty good passing. Certainly in Michigan, movement without it. And NC State down low, looking to exercise their size advantage.
Barber pull-up jumper. He's got % from long range. Had a great look there.
So Barber looking to help. He was in between. And you're in between. You're in no man's land.
What a quick move by Martin.
And that's not funny. But those are the two guys who have made all of NC State's threes.
So you're looking at almost opposite images of teams here. One with 4 and 5 guys capable of knocking down threes, and the other team with just 2.
Well, Rowan and Martin were funny, but that was 30 years ago. Barber.
They maintain that balanced attack inside out. Will they have the discipline, Michigan, to be able to exploit some of the matchup advantages they have?
Barber, nice crossover.
If Wagner gives them anything inside like they have now, that creates a balance that allows Michigan probably freer reign on the perimeter because teams have to really honor the big fella.
Barber trying to see what he has in a defender in Abdur Rahman. Shot clock at 5. Barber's jumper is good. To Doyle. Again, a low pass, but he got that one back and then missed the shot. Back to your point before. Can't give the big guys low bounce passes.
Yeah, at least not that big guy. He's got to learn.
Barber try to stay out of foul trouble. They just don't have the depth, and I think you're going to see NC State try to push it in.
Barber all the way to the glass.
Good perimeter defense, but not able to rebound.
Tough shot by Gavin, falling away.
And
Freeman finally ends the possession. Barber didn't waste any time. Wow. He gets all.
That's using your pivot as many times as you can. Fake to the left, fake to the right, and finishes in the lane.
So Gavin, he's been sick the last couple days. Didn't get the start tonight. He's their leading scorer, just over 17 points per game coming into tonight's contest. He's got 10 right now. Even dealing with that illness. Only 7 to shoot, and Barber will. And he spins up numbers. But Jimmy Gavin, 24 points now. Johnson wide open. OKK's follow won't go.
Well, Johnson missed an easy one there.
Barber all the way to the rim and one. Fans of the PNC starting to get on him here. Anytime you put up an air ball, you're going to hear about it.
As a player, that's not one you like to have when it comes up so short.
Barber over Johnson and Price. A herky-jerky motion, waiting on Anya, who swats at it, and he affected the shot.
I'll tell you, that was great defense by BJ. Very disciplined, went straight up. And if somebody's going to score over you, BJ, make them earn it.
Barber with plenty of time.
Pack's very patient, working their offense, not rushing.
Barber, bucket, and the foul back in it.
Tell you, Winthrop's got a lot of fight, Andrew. They're not going away. NC State cooled them off for a little bit. They're going to need another nice run here.
NC State has relied on Cat Barber in big moments. Barber, pretty move to the hoop. Of Rowan, big shot to cut the lead to 4.
I tell you, Winthrop's not going away. It's a tough, gritty team. NC State needs to give them one more blow.
Barber in the paint, getting it done.
That was a big miss for Winthrop right down there by Price. Now NC State can run the clock down, put the ball in its leader's hands, and knock it down, Cat.
Offensively, Simmons passed up a good look, and Patterson had to go halfway down and out. Barber probing, and he knocks down the nice outlet. Simmons on the move, and he missed the dunk. He tried to punch it with the offhand. Might have been expecting a little contact. It's been a rough night for Simmons, and Barber. Simmons passes up the shot. Blakeney left wide open. Blakeney still trying to find a little consistency shooting it from downtown here in this tournament. Barber with the drive and layup with the left.
Resulted in 3 straight trips to the free throw line for NC State, who had struggled during that stretch to score the basketball. Now the score is tied.
And an offensive rebound for the Wolfpack. Martin back to Barber. Under a minute to go. Another tight game and finish for the Wolfpack. And Barber's the guy you do.
And so, you know, he's their most indispensable player, the guy that really controls their pace, controls their tempo, and is their leader.
He's only subbed out of the game once so far this season in their 3 previous contests, and that
fashioned themselves as NCAA tournament level teams. Non-conference quality win against another Power 5 school. It's an important game.
Anya with the rebound. Here's Barber. Nice little in and out dribber. Pull up. Team last year. 10-8 in conference play. And lost to Louisville in the Sweet 16.
They were dead in the water about midway through the ACC season. I mean, I remember doing their game at Louisville that they ended up winning.
Wow. 3 on the clock. Blake's.
I thought that was going to be another bank.
We've had a couple of those already tonight. Chance to get it down to 4.
Nice.
Cat.
I think you take the first good shot you can get. The first good, quick shot you can get.
Rowan coming off a baseline screen. They come back to Martin. Barber, 13, taking way too much time here. Barber finally on the drive, lost the handle, got it back, miraculous.
Lost to Marquette. He's got to be pretty excited.
Malik Abu controls the tip, and Cat Barber and the Wolfpack control. You saw the NC State starting lineup with an NC State transfer coming over from West Virginia. Terry Henderson got injured in the first game against William & Mary. He is out 6 to 8 weeks with a sprained ankle, and so Maverick Rowan is the freshman inserted into the starting lineup, got the start against South Alabama, and he has played well early in this season. Barber will look to drive and lays it up with the right hand.
Well, that's
defensively, that was something we saw in that loss to William & Mary in the opener.
Yeah, you know, a lot of people think of it just on the ball defense. It's really weak side, and that was the emphasis they talked about in practice.
Cat Barber for 3. Combs will kick out. There's Feeney again, and he can't knock this one down.
That's unfortunate. Great read by Combs. He knew he didn't have numbers and kicked it out.
Cat Barber, the mid-range on the team. Not all of them new, but a lot of new faces since he took over as head coach. Five-point game with 5 minutes to go. Henderson went under the screen, so Barber gets it back. He looks to drive, and he'll pull up. And that's pretty.
Lead here early in the second half.
Cat Barber taking his time. He'll back it out behind the three-point line and take the jump shot. He connects.
Drive over Anya. It's Barber with numbers and a 3-on-2. Takes it himself and lays it in. Mark Gottfried told me this afternoon at their shoot-around there were 2 calls, at least that he saw, in the game against William & Mary that were blocking fouls that a year ago would have been charging.
Interestingly enough, though, with the rule change, haven't had any shot clock violations.
And that was the one that got the
ball inside and put that pressure on him.
It's a little bit puzzling. That's only the 4th field goal attempt of the game for Abu. Barber going coast to coast. That has been a good formula.
Played real well here in the first 6 minutes.
Get the feeling they just need to see the ball go in the hoop once or twice. The crowd will come back in as well.
NC State lost a lot of scoring with Trevor Lacey, and there you see Cat Barber not going down, but they let it in, get the ball in Dixon's hand, who came out early in the first half.
That's just the 4th William & Mary turnover. Barber in transition, up and good.
That's what NC State.
The leader of this team now, boy, has he played well.
You,
5 steals tonight.
He is something special. Tough as nails. You got to love the way he plays.
Come in after the break and miss.
I'll tell you, he's a great athlete. He puts it down, goes to the basket like a real man.
Terry Tarpey now into double figures. He's got 11 points. The only player in the NCAA last year to average 10 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, a block, and a steal per game is Cat Barber. Beautiful cross.